This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSP TV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, a representative from Supporting Autism and Families Everywhere tells us what the organization has to offer. Welcome to the weekend. I'm Lisa Sugart in for Ken Cara. This is FYI Weekend. Well, downtown Hazleton is continuing to transform, and soon there will be walkways connecting the parking garage in downtown Hazleton to the Markle Building and the Markle Building to the old Traders Bank Building, where D'Angelo Brothers Incorporated will have their corporate offices. I talked with Hazleton's Mayor Joe Iannuzzi about the project.
I was in on the original drawings and ideas about it, and that's why when we did the repairs to the garage, we had to make arrangements so to go up and meet that deck, and it's going to really be an attraction to the city of Hazleton, but a great addition to their company, that they can go between buildings without any elevators and street walking. They can go right back and forth, and it's going to be outstanding for the city of Hazleton.
Construction on the new walkways will start this coming week. There is an interesting program that started in homerooms at the Freeland Middle School, and it has students talking about the news. We are here at the Freeland Middle School to learn about a brand new initiative that also involves our media partner, the Hazleton Standard Speaker. I'm pleased to be joined by Nicole Meckes, who is an 8th grade history and geography teacher here at the school. Mrs. Meckes, this is exciting, involving newspapers and children, so tell us what it's all about.
Yes, thank you. It's an initiative that Mr. Barletta came up with, and in collaboration with all of our middle school teachers. Reading and writing is crucial to understanding and learning, and as educators, we want to create an authentic experience by using the Standard Speaker, which has been generously donated about 200 copies every week to our students. And we're able to connect what's going on within their communities with current events and make connections with their real life. And they take that every morning, how they start their day, and they write, they speak about it, they present, they're reading about it. So they're starting their day off much like you and I and other adults within the Hazleton area are starting their day off. And we hope that we establish this as a routine, that they continue to be lifelong learners, and they're going to keep up with current events and what's happening within their community.
So every day in homeroom, they're looking at the newspaper and doing it. So you're hoping that when they're adults, they'll mimic that as we do.
Yeah.
You know, sit down with their cup of coffee and read the newspaper and stay up to date on what's happening.
Absolutely, every single day. And not only are they reading the newspaper, but they're actively working with it. They're summarizing, they're discussing, they're working on interpersonal skills, they're doing it within groups, they're presenting. So not only are they keeping up to date on current events and what's happening within our community, but they're learning. We're kind of fooling them into of learning. So any way that we can incorporate more into our school day and help them within other aspects of our content areas, we do that, and it's just a bonus that they're able to keep up what's going on within our community and around the world.
What have the kids had to say about this? We saw them here, and they seem pretty excited about it.
They do. They love it. They like to see, especially when they notice a family's name or a member of our school or their community within the newspaper mentioned in the local news or the sports section. And they're also they're very inquisitive. They will see something, and it's just a discussion point that continues on, and they're really excited about it.
Is this solely for 8th graders, or at the 7th and 8th grade? Who is involved with it?
It's both 7th and 8th grade students. All of our middle school students here at Freeland, we have a little bit over 200 students, are working every day with the newspaper. And as I said, it's generously been donated by the Standard Speaker. Every day they're working with it, and we get them delivered once a week, so they have access to them, and they're able to keep up with what's going on.
So this is kind of a pilot this year. This is new. Is this something then that you plan on continuing year after year?
Oh, absolutely. It's been very successful. We've had a lot of positive feedback from the parents, from teachers, from our students. This is something that Mr. Barletta came up with, and we've just put into place with our middle school students. So on our end, on the teachers' end, it's been very successful. The students are enjoying it, and I'm sure Mr. Barletta is pleased with it as well.
Well, kudos out to your principal, Mr. Barletta, for doing this program. And for you, I hope it continues to be successful. Thank you for talking to us today, and we'll keep you up to date on how things transpire with the students. They're learning and having fun at the same time, and that's what it's all about. Well, speaking of newspapers, here's what our media partner, the Standard Speaker, is working on for this weekend. Efforts are underway to create a historical society for fire and emergency companies in Luzerne County. And you can read all about it this weekend in the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Coming up in sports, Kenny sits down with one of the organizers for a special golf tournament that is happening in our area. You'll want to hear why he's involved. And after sports, it's Adopt Me time. Let's find a home for some adorable cats and dogs.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSP TV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Welcome back. Well, Kenny tells me the Lego movie was amazing and that you should watch it and then go to this bingo where everything is awesome. Well, you're all familiar with bingo, but I'll bet you're not familiar with Lego Bingo. A first-of-its-kind event will be taking place at St. Michael's Ukrainian Church in Shenandoah on Sunday, October 12th, and here to tell us all about it, to my right is Monsignor Myron Grabowski, the pastor of St. Michael's Church, and also to my left is Kathy Pengren, who is a church member. Kathy, I'm going to start with you. Lego Bingo, this is the first time the church is doing this. Tell us all about it.
Yes. We will open the doors at 12 noon. There will be an early bird special at 1:15, and the bingo will start at 1:30. Admission is $25, and that will cover all 20 games. There will be specials and raffles throughout the day. Advance tickets can be purchased by calling 462-0809. And anyone with an advance ticket will be entered in a special drawing for a Lego accessory.
And everything, all of the bingo games, they will be winning Lego prizes.
They will. And the prizes will be in the Duplo category, the slightly larger Legos for the younger children, and the regular Legos. So the prizes will be suitable for girls and boys, and from ages 3 up until 18 plus.
All righty.
Children of all ages.
I was just going to say, everybody loves Legos. And Monsignor Grabowski, this is a really unique idea, a great fundraiser for the church. Why is this so important for the church?
We're in the process of redoing the church and repairing the church for many of its different needs, especially of our church domes. And we really need these funds, and we hope the public will support us with this special bingo of Lego. As you might know, Lego was developed by a Danish toy maker in Denmark in 1890 or something like that. And it started out with wooden Lego pieces. And it was in about the 1950s that this process became plastic as we know it today. At first, it was a plain, ordinary box of Lego pieces that you could go and do whatever you wanted with it. And now they've developed a process whereby they have different schemes and different items that they do from movies and things like that, especially like Star Wars and other things. So we invite you to come to the bingo. And also, as you might want to know, Lego means play well. It's a Danish word. Thank you for your time.
Play well. I like that. So come out and play well at this fun Lego Bingo taking place on October 12th. The doors open at noon, the early bird's at 1:15, and the bingo starts at 1:30. Again, admission is $25. All the information up on your screen, and you can call the number for advance tickets so you can be in that special drawing. Come out for a very fun time, all for a very worthy cause to help out St. Michael's Church in Shenandoah. In other news this weekend, did you know autism is the fastest growing serious developmental disability in the United States? There is help out there for people living with autism and their families. The organization is called SAFE, Supporting Autism and Families Everywhere. And here to tell us all about it and the many programs and services it provides is Wendy Heiberg, who is the outreach coordinator for SAFE. Wendy, thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
For many people who may not be familiar, I know SAFE is well recognized in the Wilkes-Barre area and also here in the Hazleton area as well. But for anyone who may not be familiar with it, tell them what SAFE is all about.
Oh, sure. For almost 2 decades, we've been a grassroots organization advocating and trying to provide support for families who have loved ones on the autism spectrum.
And it's recently, I guess the past few years, that you're here in the Hazleton area as well, because it was predominantly in the Wilkes-Barre community where the meetings were being held. But now you're here.
That's correct. We heard from our families in Hazleton that there weren't supports in place here in Hazleton, so we tried to duplicate all of our programs from Wilkes-Barre to Hazleton. And we now have support group meetings in Hazleton. We have individualized music lessons for our students, Teen Club, which is a program for our teenagers with higher functioning autism, our PALS group serving elementary and middle school age children. That's a social skills group. We have a newsletter, and we try to spread information pertinent to these families and this specific population, as well as providing support.
Now, I know recently you held a walk at Hazleton Area High School, a Walk for Autism. That was a tremendous success. And there was also an opportunity there to learn more about SAFE and the resources. But for anybody who maybe missed out on that, where can they go to find out more about SAFE?
Oh, we'd love if you visit our website, which is autismsafe.org, or you could call the office if you have any specific questions or concerns, and that's area code 570-822-7259.
As far as people who are living with autism in our area, are there a large number of them?
Yes, I'm afraid there are, and we encourage families to come out and to allow their individuals with autism to experience typically the same kinds of opportunities that typically developing kids and adults would experience, and we try to offer opportunities for those types of events to happen.
Are there maybe someone sitting at home and maybe they're thinking that someone in their family has autism, but they're not sure? Should they contact you as well?
We provide support in every way. Whatever, if we don't know, we'll find out the answer. Dolphus and I are at the office. Dolphus Tiart is our executive director, and he has a son with autism. I have a son with autism. So we have been where new families are in terms of the diagnosis process. So we're there to support and to answer questions and to refer you to resources.
And if anyone would like to attend a meeting, when do you meet?
In Hazleton, we meet on the third Wednesday of every month at the YMCA in the Kirkpatrick Room from 6:30 to 7:30. And in Wilkes-Barre, we meet, that's the fourth Wednesday of each month. And in Wilkes-Barre or Kingston, we meet on the fourth Tuesday of each month from 6:30 to 8 at the Graham Academy.
All right. Well, very good information if you are interested in getting involved with SAFE or helping out the organization or making a donation to their many worthwhile programs, or you feel someone in your family maybe is dealing with autism and you'd like more information, they would certainly be glad to help. Wendy, thank you for coming in and talking with us.
Thank you very much, Lisa.
How would you like to save $1,038 in coupons? Well, that's what you're going to find this weekend in the Sunday edition of the Standard Speaker. So pick it up for all the great news and stories and much more, and great savings every weekend in the Standard Speaker. And now here's a look at what's happening at the movies.
It's time for Movie Minute right here on News 13, your weekly look at what's playing at Regal Cinema 10 just outside the Laurel Mall. 2 new releases this weekend. First, Gone Girl, rated R. Directed by David Fincher, on the occasion of his 5th wedding anniversary, Nick Dunn, played by Ben Affleck, reports that his beautiful wife Amy has gone missing. Soon, his lies, deceits, and strange behavior have everyone asking the same dark question: did Nick kill his wife? And also, New Line Cinema's supernatural thriller Annabelle, rated R. John Form has found the perfect gift for his wife Mia, a beautiful rare vintage doll in a pure white wedding dress. But Mia's delight with Annabelle doesn't last long. Still playing Guardians of the Galaxy, The Equalizer, No Good Deed, The Box Trolls, Dolphin Tale 2, A Walk Among the Tombstones, and This Is Where I Leave You. For all the showtimes, call Regal Cinema 10 at 570-450-7454, or to speak to a movie attendant, call 570-450-7340.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
joined now by one of the organizers for the Team San Filippo Foundation. It's the 5th annual Beat MPS Golf Scramble. Thank you for letting me use the cheat sheet. This is Ron Heller with us, and it's something that's very close to your heart. We'll get to that in 1 minute, because this is really the story of what would you do and how far would you go for your children. But first, let's talk about Sanfilippo syndrome, and this is from notes from a website, actually, Team San Filippo Foundation, their website, that it's a genetic error of the metabolism. There are long chains of sugar molecules used in building connective tissues, and when the body is finished using these molecules, it breaks them down with enzymes and disposes of them. Now, children with Sanfilippo syndrome are missing or are deficient in the enzyme to break down the molecules, and instead the body stores these molecules in the cells, and the storage causes progressive damage, and very serious progressive damage. Ron, did I hit everything there into definition? And this really, I mean, it's a sad story because eventually fatal.
It is. It's right now it is a terminal disease. There is no cure for it. And that's what the families of Team Sanfilippo organization are trying to combat. They're trying to raise enough money in order to fund a gene therapy that's happening right now. And yes, that is true. The expectancy is early 20s at the oldest for these children. It's one of a good buddy of mine that I grew up with, played all sports with. And when his older son started showing signs of regression, they had him tested, and it is a genetic disorder. Their younger child was not even 1 year old yet. And when they had him tested, they also found that both boys had this genetic disease. And you are correct, there is no cure for it right now.
And the two children's named Ryan and Braden, and Carl Capus is their father. And it's incredible. You told me that Carl climbed Mount Kilimanjaro to raise money for this. He's done this golf tournament. You told me it's a rare disease, so really it's just families raising money for this cause.
That's absolutely correct. Carl did climb Mount Kilimanjaro along with one of our other childhood friends, Justin Elliard, who's a good buddy of his, to raise awareness. And it probably is somewhere less than 100 kids that actually have this in the country. Therefore, large drug companies don't necessarily want to get on board because there's not a lot of market for it. So it's really come down to the families that have come together through many different means to raise the money that's necessary for the gene therapy to take place.
And this is huge, this golf tournament this year, because they're so close to getting, I mean, if you just talk about that, there's a drug being developed or being tested. If you just hit on that and why this year's tournament is so important.
Yeah, the kids are part of a natural history study, and it's taking place at the Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus, Ohio. And they are close, and they're hoping by the end of 2014 that this will be passed in Congress. It has gone to the FDA, and it should be approved and working towards that by the end of this year.
And the golf tournament, Sugarloaf Golf Course, October 11th. How can people sign up? How can they help out?
People can go on to or call Sugarloaf. We can also contact me through email, which is my last name, then first name, hellerron@yahoo.com. And I will lead them in the direction to getting signed up. This is the 5th one that we've had. We usually have around 120 to 140 golfers, and it has brought in around $50,000 each time that we've held this event, this one being the 5th one.
So major fundraiser, and I want to switch gears because if you are interested, there's a lot of cool things with this golf tournament, and I never heard it. What is Beat the Pro? How does that work?
Beat the Pro would be often some of the golfers that will be involved are rather good and considered pros, and you might be on the tee and donate $5 to see if you could outdrive the pro, and if so, maybe you would win a sleeve of golf balls or something like that. So that's the Beat the Pro. Maybe on a par 3, you landed on the green rather than the pro.
And you feel good there. And I also thought it was interesting because if you just have a terrible day on the course, there's a putting contest as well. You could maybe place in something else.
There is a putting contest, and actually the prize for the putting contest, I believe, is a 48-inch flat screen TV. And there'll be lots of different events to take part in, closest to the pin, most accurate drive, longest drive, where the prizes range from golf clubs. There's also a hole-in-one contest with an Audi A3, I believe, as well as a contest for a hole-in-one.
Wow, so you're not getting like mine. Not that there's anything wrong with my Subaru right now, but I mean, I'd like to be driving that car. So, and at last, just to end with, it has to be hard. You and your buddy played football growing up. You have kids now, still active, football coach, and then when you see children like this at this age who they can't do that, so very important to get out there and help out this family.
You know, I know a lot of places and organizations are running golf tournaments to raise money now. This is definitely a dire need and an immediate action that we need. As long as if we can get enough people, there's also sponsorships available, hole sponsorships, golf cart sponsorships, beverage cart sponsorships that we're still needing and looking for to raise the money. But yes, this is an important cause. They're very close to getting the gene therapy treatments in place. And these are the last few pushes that hopefully we can get to raise the money. I believe it's $200,000 to $400,000 per child. So it's a large cost, obviously.
We're talking about a family who grew up in the area, still has local ties. You can help them out, and you don't have to do something like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. You could just sign up for this golf tournament. Ron, thank you so much for being with us today. It's the weekend, and I love sitting at a high top, ordering some delicious apps and having a few beverages with my friends at Bottlenecks, where they have an awesome atmosphere with awesome food.
Hi, I'm Carolyn from the Hazelton Animal Shelter, and we have Blaze here. Blaze is about a 2 to 4 year old poodle Bichon mix, and he is neutered. He's up to date on shots, and he's ready for adoption. Blaze is a very friendly dog, keeps his kennel very clean, and he's just a sweetheart. He wears this little sweater because he had some hair issues. We had to shave him down. He had some mats and whatnot. So to keep him warm, we have a nice little sweater for him. But his hair is growing in nice, and he's just a sweetheart. He loves people. He'd be a great companion. Like I said, he keeps his kennel very clean, and just a very sweet little boy. Okay, and let's go take a look at some of the cats in our cat colonies. This is Chloe. She's about 7, 8 months old. She's already spayed, got her shots. Very friendly girl, loves people, loves to be held. She's fair with the other cats. She wouldn't mind being the only cat, but she could get along with other cats if she needed to. Real sweetheart. She's purring right now. Just loves people. I think she'd be good pretty much in any home.
Gotta say, that's our favorite part of the week, Adopt Me, each week right here on FYI Weekend. Well, that'll do it for us this weekend. If you're looking for breaking news, please turn to our Facebook page and also sign up for text alerts at our media partner, The Standard Speaker. Have a great weekend. Kenny's back here on Monday.